All right, so thank you for being here. My name is Erin Oliveira. I am teaching a class tonight on what's in your perfume. If you're watching this live, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat. It is recorded, so I will send out the recording tomorrow. So if you want to go back and look at it, you can, and you can watch it on the YouTube. But let's get started. If you want to let me know in the chat where you're viewing from, that'd be great. I would love to know where you're tuning in from. All right. Okay, so let's talk about fragrance. This is a big one. Fragrance is a pleasant, sweet smell. It's something that's fragrant, usually like smells good, but it's also a trade secret that companies do not need to disclose the ingredients of what it is and what's in it. So it's basically, fragrance is this umbrella and they can basically put whatever they want in it and they do not have to share with you what's inside of it. So there's this thing called the Federal Fair Packaging and Labeling Act of 1973. So it's considered that trade secret, which means companies don't want to share that because it's a secret and they don't want people to copy it. So it allows companies to withhold information on their blends or whatever's in that fragrance. But it is also used to mask chemicals because they can include those in there without sharing them with you because it's part of that trade secret, which is also shown to be harmful or they haven't been tested at all. So that means they don't have to be tested if they're in that umbrella of a fragrance. So they don't require any companies to test their products for safety before putting them on the shelf, which is so crazy to me that we as consumers, we have to then try and figure out what's in it. So let's talk a little bit about the difference between the USA and the European Union regulations, because it is a huge difference. So the US only bans around 11 chemicals from cosmetic products, which includes perfume, also includes like any personal care products, your shampoo, your face products, your makeup, all of that is all included in that. Whereas the European Union bans over 1,300 chemicals. And recently, I think in November of 2021, they recently added 23 more to the list, and that's going to go into effect March 2022. So many companies make products for both the US and the European Union, but they don't make them the same. So for the US, they will make it one way and the European Union the other, whereas it doesn't make sense that if they can make it for the European Union, why can't they make it safer for the US? And it could be because it's cheaper and maybe it's harder for them to do, or they're just lazy. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but it's horrible. So it's frustrating, but that's part of it. That's part of where we live in the US if you're tuning in from the US. So let's talk about 5 ingredients in your perfume that are affecting your hormones. These ingredients also are not usually, they're in that fragrance or you don't know they're in there. So oxybenzone is one of them. Butylated hydroxytoluene phthalates, which is a big one that you'll see a lot. Musk ketone and octinoxate. So those are just 5 of them that are like going to affect your hormones. There's a lot of other chemicals in your perfume that are not safe, but these are the top ones. So you might be wondering like, well, what can you use instead? So essential oils are a natural way to smell good without the dangers of that fragrance in your store-bought perfume. So if you are looking at different essential oil companies, you can buy them in the store, you can buy them online. I prefer to use Young Living because they have a seed to seal guarantee that other companies do not have. So not all essential oils are created equally. I love that Young Living is so transparent with what goes in their products. They allow you to visit the farms. You can watch them distill the essential oils. I visited the testing facility in Utah, and also where they the warehouse. So you can see everything, and it's crazy. They will not put something out on to the consumer if it is not perfect to them. That could be the label, that could be they test it multiple times. So that's why I love Young Living. So those are the essential oils that I trust to be putting on my skin and around my body. So let's chat a little bit about the basics of making your own perfume, because you could purchase perfume in a store, but you're going to get all of those chemicals that are not safe. You can make yours at home, very simple. You can use spray-on fragrances, so using like a little bottle like this, or even just a simple like spray bottle. So you're going to use either vodka. You want it to be, I believe, like the Everclear, so the strongest vodka, or witch hazel. And this is going to help allowing the essential oil to distribute evenly throughout the bottle, because if you just put essential oils in the bottle of like with water, it's just going to sit on the top. The same as if you were going to put essential oils into your bath, you would want to use Epsom salt. That's going to allow it to disperse better. So you would use about 20% would be the solvent. So you're going to use, you can either use a carrier oil if you would like. So if you want to do a roll-on fragrance, then you would use like a roll-on like this. And then you would just use whatever carrier oil that you would like jojoba, almond oil. You can even go ahead and use, if you don't have anything, you can use regular olive oil. I like to use like argan or jojoba or almond oil as my choice. And then you just use it as like a roll-on, and you add the essential oils to it. So if you are using a spray, about 20% of it is going to be, you'll use the water with 20% is going to be that vodka, and then you'll fill the rest with water. My recommendation is to put the essential oils in last. I've seen people where they will put the essential oils first, then they go to put the water and the vodka in, and it overflows, and there goes your essential oils. So always add the essentials and oils in last into your bottle. All right, so let's talk a little bit about blending notes. So essential oil fragrances are classified as notes. So just like music, you want all those notes to harmonize, making it a beautiful sound or a beautiful smell. So you have your top note, and this is the scent that your nose detects first. So the first thing that you're going to smell when you open either that roller or you spray that perfume. Your middle note is going to be referred to as that heart note. And this is the one that's noticed after the top note is gone. So you can still smell it. And then you have that base note, and that lasts far beyond the other notes and creates like a lasting impression. So you have that top, that's the first one, the middle notes, which you smell afterwards. And then that base note is what's going to be there for the long term. So here are some examples of some blending notes. Or blending by notes. So you have your top notes. You have bergamot, lemon, peppermint, lime, orange, grapefruit. A middle to top is juniper, cinnamon bark, lemongrass, pine, tangerine, and lavender. And then you have that middle, which is valor, neroli, clary sage, stress away, ylang ylang, and geranium. And then your middle to base is cedarwood, cypress, black pepper, rose, clove, jasmine. And then your base, which would be that what's going to smell, the long lasting smell, would be frankincense, patchouli, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, vetiver, myrrh, and divana. Now, these are just some of them. There are tons of essential oils that Young Living has. So it would, like, if you notice, the top notes are a lot of the kind of citrus ones. And then it kind of changes from there. And that base note would be like frankincense is something that I feel like is maybe a little bit more mild, not as like strong, because that's why it's not going to be that top note. All right, so it's always important to make sure that you are being safe. They are potent, and careless use of them can cause harm. So you want to be very, very safe. Diluting them is the #1 way to protect yourself. If you look on the bottle, if you are applying it to your skin directly, which would be considered neat. Some say, like if I'm looking at a bottle of Thieves, this is considered a hot oil, and it's going to tell me to dilute 1 drop with 4 drops of carrier oil. So you're going to follow the 80-20 dilution. And this is a very conservative way to start, especially if you're more sensitive in nature to begin. And if you're brand new, always use carrier oil. That's always my recommendation if you're going to apply it to your skin. Going in the perfume, it's not going to be as important if you're putting it in a bottle to spray. But if you are using that roller and you are new to essential oils, you definitely want to use that carrier oil. People who are like seasoned oilers, you know what's safe and what's not, or what's hot and what's not a hot oil, whereas peppermint would be considered a hot oil. I'm not going to probably apply that to somebody who's brand new to oils. For me, I could put it on and I can handle it. So it just depends on the person. So photosensitivity is super important. There are some oils that are photosensitive, which means in the light, you can get a sunburn if you have them on your skin, and it's due to the compounds that are found within them. Young living essential oils that cause photosensitivity are labeled, and spray or roll on those perfumes made with these oils is a place where the sun doesn't shine. So you want to roll it on where, like, it's not going to see the sun. Maybe you're going to roll it on your lower back. Maybe you're going to roll it like on your collarbone, places where like the UV light's not going to direct to it. Now, these are a lot of the citrus oils are photosensitive. So you have lemon, lime, grapefruit, orange, bergamot, tangerine. Peace and Calming has some citrus oils in it, along with Stress Away. Then you have Citrus Fresh, Joy, and Gentle Baby. So you have to be careful with that on where you're going to apply them and if you're going to be in the sun. So here are some recipes. These are regular perfume recipes. So you're going to add the oil to either, you can do that in a 10 milliliter roller bottle. This one has that cedarwood, vetiver, pepper, patchouli, and black pepper. That's the Kiss the Dark roller. And then you have the Kiss the Dark spritz. So notice that you are going to use more drops in the spritz because it's going to be diluted more with that water. So these are just a couple recipes. We also have the Citrus Sunrise roller. That one's with lemon, Citrus Fresh, and Peace and Calming. And you can also do that in a spritz. Bohemian Wildflower roller. You're going to add essential oils into that roller. You have the patchouli, bergamot, myrrh, and joy. And like I said, you could also put that into that a spritzer and use it as a spray as well. These are more of a like manly scent. So if you have a special person in your life that likes more like manly smells or something not as sweet, these are good ones. So you have the Wildwood, and that one has blue spruce, Royal Hawaiian sandalwood, and cypress. And I think we have one more. Yes, the Freshman roller. This one has vetiver, lemon, and fennel. There is also a great recipe book. I cannot find it, but Melissa Popping, she has a book of just perfumes and then a book of just like cologne recipes, where this perfume right here is called Stolen. And I actually, I made this at a class and it was from her book, but her book has a lot of great information in it and tons of great recipes that you can check out. I'm going to put the name of it in the chat. So if you would like to look up her website, you can. All right. So obviously the best way to purchase Young Living essential oils is going to be directly from their site. Some people might see some on Amazon. I don't trust anything that doesn't come from straight from the company, especially with essential oils. But if you purchase them on subscription, you can get money back and use it towards free products. Plus, you can get free gifts with purchase. You can do that actually with just a shop order, or you can do it with that subscription and gain more points as well. So that is the class. If you have any questions, you can let me know in the chat. Laura, are you asking which the blend that I have right here? This one is called Stolen, and I really like it. I don't know, it's sweet, but it has like a little bit musky kind of smell, and I can't remember what's in it. I've remade it a few times, but I really love it. It's my favorite. I also have where I have taken just rose essential oil, which rose essential oil is not a cheap oil, and I earned it for free 1 month, and I was like, I'm gonna make a spritz for it. So I basically just put rose and the water and the alcohol, and it just has a very faint smell of that rose, because if you put too much rose, it is very strong. But I really, really liked that as well. You can make anything that you would like in a perfume. To make the scent last longer, do you mean like throughout the day, like on your body? So I think adding more essential oils into it, into your, like the recipe. So like, let's say you made a recipe and it's not as strong, it's not going, like, you're not going to smell it as much. I tend to like to just make a roller, because then I can roll it on either the back of my ears, or if you are wearing earrings, like diffuser earrings, you can spray it on the back or roll it on the back of that, and you're going to smell it more. And I know that like just by me using essential oils, I apply them every morning. And I'm also a teacher. Like all my students are like, oh, I can smell you. Like the second that I walk, they're like, you use essential oils. So just by applying them to your skin and using them. But I think a diffuser necklace is great. Also a diffuser bracelet, and then those diffuser earrings. So those are great options for being able to smell it more throughout the day. Are there any other questions? All right, so if you do have any other questions, you can either email me. I'm going to send that recording out tomorrow. So if you would like to look back and have those recipes, but thank you so much for joining.